So my name is Griffin Baum. I'm a neurosurgeon practicing here at Archbold, and I specialize in adult and pediatric complex spine surgery and scoliosis spine surgery. So I was born and raised in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. And from Chicago, I actually moved to Atlanta for undergrad. I went to Emory University for undergrad, and then stayed at Emory for medical school, and then stayed at Emory for my neurosurgery residency. I was lucky one summer during college to be invited to work in a medical research lab. And my first day in the lab, I was invited to assist in a craniotomy on a monkey. And that first day, the first thing we saw was the brain. And that day when I went home, I thought to myself, well, I can't get any better than that, can it? And that was pretty much it. My wife grew up in Tallahassee. She was born in Atlanta, but grew up in Tallahassee. And so we moved from New York City to Tallahassee 2 years ago. And it's been wonderful being in this area. When I was at Emory, we used to travel back and forth between Atlanta and Tallahassee, and we would always stop in Thomasville. So we've always loved Thomasville. And in the 2 years that we've lived in Tallahassee, every time that we want to go out to dinner, every time that we have a day off, we drive up to Thomasville. And so there was a point my wife and I looked at each other and said, why don't we just flip the script and why don't we move up here? And there was a wonderful opportunity with the hospital. My wife and I met when I was in medical school and she was in graduate school at Emory. We have a 9-year-old daughter named Frances, who is our best friend. And then we have a 2-year-old golden retriever named Scout. And it's a great crew. So one of my hobbies is cooking. I love to cook. And so often we'll plan a big dinner. And interestingly enough, my daughter's been getting into it. So she's been showing a real interest in sort of helping. In fact, she's wanting to prepare things on her own. But I started out grilling. I love grilling, and then of course moved to smoking, and then from smoking, then ended up doing all the sort of sautéing and things like that, and then moved to baking. I mean, who didn't get into sourdough baking during COVID? So I did that too, and then cocktails, and then I've since gotten into coffee and specialty coffee and espresso. So that's really, I think, the best way to do it. I wanted to be the starting catcher for the Chicago Cubs when they won the World Series. And so I was a baseball player growing up. I actually played baseball through college, and I had a realization actually in my sophomore year of college that there wasn't a huge market for 5'7" or 5'8" right-handed catchers. And so I needed an alternative plan, and so luckily I was able to pivot to medicine. But I was always interested in science, and always enjoyed people, and so I think it was a natural thing. But yeah, baseball player was what I wanted to be. That's such a hard question. At least when we're here at home, St. James and Thomasville is our favorite restaurant, without question. Every birthday, every holiday, everything, we're always there.